Hello everyone and welcome on in to Her Story. This is an interactive FMV game and it looks quite interesting. I've actually had this for a few years now, but I've never really played it properly, so I thought I'll give it a shot. And I've woken up really early this morning. It's at the moment 5:12 a.m. So yeah, crazy, right? Let's start this one then. Murder. Okay, I'll take it. We gotta search murder. 4 entries for murder.
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
Ooh. So this lady's stressed and she's thinking, who's been murdered?
Yeah, that's me. But February, that was months ago.
February. I've got a little notepad. Okay, so Simon's murdered. And she's put Feb. Area. I think we need to do those searches.
I didn't murder Simon. You've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person.
Okay, so they're accusing this lady of murder.
I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other, just that. Stories.
Ooh. Wonder if stories will be one. Okay. Let's see. I'm just making notes, sorry, of certain things that we need. Right then. So I think we can add those to session. Okay, so that's all of those seen. Let's have a look at Simon, shall we?
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work. Mirror making, feature windows, artistic things. Really beautiful things.
Okay, so he's a glass maker then.
Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build.
6 foot.
He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair. I bought a photo. They said a spring photo. This was taken last year on holiday in Rome.
Rome?
It's the best one I have.
I'm going to run out of space already for this. Oh no, just seen that one.
It's the Rockington Arms, The Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
Peter. Sorry, I just see. Who was that? Peter and?
It's the Rockington Arms, The Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan.
Susan.
There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with,
The Rock.
and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen.
Helen.
Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
Oh, I've got so many things to search here. Might need a bigger piece of paper.
Yes, there's an Amstrad one. No one uses it for very much. There's a printer so you can write letters on it. Simon sometimes plays games. You know, climb the tower, save the princess, that kind of thing.
Climb the tower, save the princess. Okay, so we've put tower and princess just in case. So obviously he's talking about the PC then. Could that be like
Simon
Soldier
isn't
Link
the
or something?
type to run off or do anything crazy. Someone must have done something to him, or there must have been some kind of accident.
Accident.
So what do we do next?
She doesn't look that concerned though, does she? So I guess Simon's like a partner or something. Okay, so what else do we have here to search? February. Let's have a look at that. February. Oh, one clip there.
Well, I don't know. I probably had to pop out and get something, that's why I was speeding. And that wouldn't have been noted on my timesheet.
Speeding.
But I really can't remember back to February.
So she must have got like a speeding ticket or something. Okay. I'm gonna write speeding in, see what comes up.
You must be desperate for leads if you're getting hung up over 6-month-old speeding tickets.
Okay. That had nothing there. So I'll just tick that off. Accident. Shall we have a look at accident?
When I was 8, Mother died. She slipped down the stairs. It was an accident. I had read a diary at that point and I knew she wasn't my real mother.
Diary.
So I burned the diary that day and I left. Walked out and across the street.
Real mother. Okay, so it looks like she was adopted then. Okay. I don't. Wrong. I don't know if this would be anything. It's just like what I wrote.
Oh God, I don't know. I mean, I guess the Rock. You've spoken to everyone there. Someone must have seen where he went. I don't know. So many things could have gone wrong.
Okay, so she's brought up the Rock quite a bit.
It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Sam's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff. About when we lived there. About the baby.
Baby?
There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff, stuff we never needed, and I never had the heart to throw out. And I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags.
Bin bags?
Pulled them open, saw the body. I screamed, and that's when I called the police.
Please. I'm getting loads of things, but so she found Simon's body in the cellar, I guess? Better write cellar. Okay. I want to know her name. They haven't said it yet, I don't think.
No. The whole thing was wrong. The bags, I think they were from our kitchen, you can probably check that. We never go into the cellar. It's just a place we put things we don't need.
She's fidgeting a lot.
Dad used to grow mushrooms there.
Mushrooms.
The bags were taped up. I think it was parcel tape, but I think it was ours.
Oh, okay. This one I think I'm gonna add because that's talking about. Well, that might not be relevant anymore. Okay.
No, you're talking to the wrong person if you think I'm some kind of slut.
Slut?
I'm the kind of person that would have had sex with all those guys.
Okay, so they're accusing her of cheating or something? Okay. I have like so many words to do. Let's try story, shall we? I want to do Helen and that as well.
Okay. Sounds weird. I'm not great at making up stories.
They wanted to make up stories?
Yes. I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's house we had, we still have in the attic.
Doll's
It's
house.
kind of a fairy castle. We used to play up there and make up our own stories.
We used to play up there. Fairy castle. I already have like cross wrong off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I've already got 30 words to already research. There is quite a lot that you can pick up in this.
Fairy tales. Stories about
parody.
lost princesses, evil witches, magical mirrors and lost children.
Witches.
So you see, even before I knew the truth, I'd found it in those stories.
Witches and fairy tales. Might already have some of this written down. Fairy tales. I know I don't have that written down. Because they really do like their stories a lot, don't
No. It was just me and her.
they? Me and her.
It was the name they were going to call their first child. They talked about it and
Eve.
were going to try when he came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl.
Florence.
It's hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread, maybe I misunderstood. Sometimes it's hard to remember what happened last week.
So is her name Eve?
I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from. I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it. I mean, they wouldn't have had the money to buy it. It was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale, little furniture, the lights work, mirrors, beds, big duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing in it, invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all, passports, diaries, and gave them all really elaborate stories. Once, a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise. We tried to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
Arabian Nights. Okay, I probably don't really need to search all of these words that I'm writing down, but it's good to have them. Okay, so I'm going to look at Dollhouse, see what comes up. Okay, we got 3 new ones.
Yes. I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back. Me and Simon. Felt like going back to old ways before the pregnancy. Reminded me of being a girl. a dollhouse in the attic, old things. We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time. We decorated it as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there.
So Simon must have been like boyfriend or husband, and it sounds like they inherited her parents' house after they died.
She recognised me from the window. She told me to come inside, and she hid me. They had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play. There was a dollhouse.
Hannah.
She hid me up there. No one else ever went into the attic. It was her place.
Okay. So she hid some random person called Hannah in the attic.
The legal stuff was completed very quickly. Hannah moved back in with Simon. Eric gave Simon the week off to help with the move. He decorated, modernised wallpaper, curtains. Hannah insists the attic be left as it was, dollhouse and all. Simon never went up there.
Okay then, so we've got Eve, Hannah, pregnancy, Helen, Peter, let's see who these people are. So if we write Hannah in first. Okay, we got a few, 4 there.
My name is Hannah.
Oh, her name's Hannah.
H-A-N-N-A-H. It's a palindrome. It reads the same backwards as forwards. It doesn't work if you mirror it though, it's not quite symmetrical, but well, I mean, you get the idea. Sorry. Hannah Smith, I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
Hannah Smith. Okay. And I think that's Simon's last name, wasn't it? So they must have been married. So I think I saw a wedding ring because she was fiddling with it.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
Eve. There's a lot of tapping going on. Like Morse code. Oh, so she must have been on her own then. Sound like somebody had just walked through the door. I wonder how many I can save down here.
Yes, my name is Hannah Smith.
Oh, lie detector test.
Shit. Sorry.
Huh? Why would she say shit, sorry, saying her name?
Across the road, where my parents first lived there, was a midwife called Florence.
Okay, so Florence is a
When
midwife.
Hannah was born, I was born at the same time. The midwife was there to help.
Ooh, twins.
I'd been throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah. The midwife told my mother I was dead,
Oh.
but I wasn't.
So they
She wrote all
separated
this
at birth.
stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
Yes, you can see in that clip there. Oh, a little bit of a flash there on the computer. You can see she didn't have a wedding ring on there. Okay, so Eve. She must be Eve then.
Well, my friend Eve. I mean, she was a friend from when I was a kid. And she was always more popular with the boys, and I used to hate her for it. I mean, really hate her sometimes.
Okay, so she says Eve's a friend. And hates her for getting all the boys and flirting and whatnot.
Yes. We'd fight. We fought on the beach once and I held Eve's head underwater.
Oh, that's not good.
There was no one else around. It was at the far end of the beach. And I held her head under and I kept it out. And for a moment, I just wanted to kill her and watch her drown.
Why would you say that to the police?
But that was it. It was just a moment. We were made up afterwards. It was a love-hate relationship.
Sounds it. That is really weird. Yeah, I'm just going to tell you that I just tried to drown my friend, you know, at the beach one day. There's nothing unusual about that.
A police station. Yeah. When I was young, we ran away on my birthday. Bob Dylan was playing in London and we thought we could break into his tour bus and have him take us with him. The taxi driver we paid to drop us off, I mean, we'd saved money, pinched a bit here and there to pay for the fare. He was suspicious because we were so young, so he told the police. So they came and picked us up and took me back to Portsmouth. My mum picked me up from the station. But I blamed everything on my friend Eve, so my parents let me off.
Okay then, so they've run away together.
My mother called me Eve.
Mother called her Eve. Okay. So I'm gonna write in twins. Let's see what this brings up.
Twins? Really? Are you really asking me that question?
Yes, I guess I am really asking you that question. She thinks it's funny.
Are you out of your mind? Twins?
But you guys look alike, unless if you're one person trying to be two.
Florence took me home with her. Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby. I guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up. Take away the evidence that this was anything but a happy occasion.
Oh. So Eve lived with the midwife, I would take it, and Hannah lived with the mom.
There were always princes and princesses. They were the special people, more important than the other characters in their stories. We knew we were like that. Twins. Magical. We were the princesses. We had a poster of Princess Diana from the newspaper up in our attic. Had a pride of place. And underneath we used to put all our special things. When her engagement was announced, we were obsessed with everything she did. And later, when her life went so bad, we felt for her. Her divorce last year just kind of drew a line under things.
Okay. See if they write anything else about Diana. They say anything else. Yeah, we got one more. I'm drinking my coffee at the same time. I need it.
Yeah. We were 17.
17.
It was a nice wedding, people said. Simon looked very handsome in the photos.
She got married at
His parents paid
17.
for everything, but he's an only child, so it was important
She's
to
got a
them.
tattoo.
It was what they called a shotgun wedding, but if you looked at the photos, you couldn't tell. The dress was beautiful. It looked like Princess Diana's. The train wasn't quite as long though. There's a great photo of the bridesmaid helping to carry it out of the car.
Okay then. So we have crossed that off. So we have 17. She got married at 17.
A long time. We got married when I was 17.
This is a few years then. So that's 94. And then it goes on to 97.
I did. Well, we met when we were 17, both working at the Glaciers.
Glaziers. Sorry, I just want to see how to spell that.
I did. Well, we met when we were 17, both working at the Glaciers.
There we go. Me and my dyslexic brain.
No, I was 15. Carl was older.
Carl.
17, I think. I was really into him.
I need to start
regardless
searching
of how
these
he actually
names.
behaved. Lots of drunken teenage sex. We did it in a church once. Stupid.
Blasphemy.
So he got tired of us and we split up after about 6 months.
Okay.
It was sad, but those early experiences, they help you realise who's really important to you, you know? Family.
Family. I'm going to write that down. We probably won't have time to look at all of this. There's so many keywords. Some of them might be keywords, some of them might not. But it's good to keep notes on everything.
No. The parents decided there would be a wedding. And after the wedding, Hannah moved in with his parents. There was no way I could follow. So we were separated again. I stayed in the attic. It was hard. It's like I suddenly didn't exist. I would sneak out, but in case anyone recognised me, I started wearing a wig. Hannah and I would meet up in the park.
Wig.
I was trying to get pregnant. But I couldn't. I couldn't do it with anyone we knew, so it was sex with strangers. Drunk guys I'd met in clubs, parks and alleyways.
Okay.
I was 17. It felt like I was being punished. But it was Hannah who had betrayed us. I had to stop when one of the guys gave me an STD.
STD.
When we met up, it was disturbing. For the first time, my reflection, she didn't look like me. She was fatter, flushed. If anything, I was getting skinnier. I had a hearty look sometimes. We talked about what to do. Was it time to become our own people? That seemed like the right thing to do, but neither of us wanted it. We agreed that her and Simon would get their own place as soon as possible, and then I could move in. And that was the plan.
Okay, so it looks like... Oh, another reflection. So it looks like Hannah and Simon got married at 17 because she got pregnant, and Eve was jealous as she was trying to get pregnant with any random stranger. How strange and weird is that? So I want to see who Carl is, seeing as she was hooking up with him. Yeah, we need to look at this tattoo as well. I think that...
Was he my first?
Wedding ring? No.
No need to be so coy. No, he wasn't my first. That would have been Carl. He was a local boy in a band. He was a bit of a shit. But he was sexy. We were 15.
So should we call it 15?
Family. So, Carl fucked off, and then there were other boys here and there, and then Simon.
Okay, so Carl and Simon. I thought that was Eve and Hannah. This is really confusing. Really, really is confusing. Dealing with twins.
Differences? She's a better driver than me. She passed the test for us. I tried to take it and nearly crashed the car. Learned that you can't rely on confidence to get you through everything. She is the shy one. She was especially shy around boys.
Shy.
Hannah liked a boy. I would have to pursue him. It was that way with Carl. Hannah met him first. She had such a crush. I let him take my virginity after a night that his band had played at.
So that's
It
Eve.
got difficult. When I was with Carl, we would have sex, but Hannah couldn't let him see she was a virgin. She had lots of excuses. After a while, we decided that I should take Hannah's virginity.
Huh?
It's not that different to a bruise, pulling a tooth, a graze. We used a hairbrush.
Ouch! You're a psycho.
After that, we took it in turns, though. I was always the one who seduced the boys. Until Simon.
I thought Hannah was married to Simon, and that's Eve. But why would you do that to your sister? Ow!
Hannah was so smitten with Simon. She started getting jealous, didn't want to share. Even the first date, we went to see Tom Cruise at the Old Odeon. We both went, kept changing places in the toilet. We only had the one best dress, so we had to keep swapping clothes. Must have thought we had terrible bladder problems. The next date, it was my turn. At the end, I let him kiss me, but that was it. We didn't want another Carl on our hands, and the Ouija board had said to hold back. After that, it was Hannah's turn, and she slept with him. Broke the rules. Deliberately broke the rules. She wanted to be the first to sleep with him.
Okay.
I mean, that's when she got pregnant. From that one time.
Only takes once, love. Okay, so they basically pretended to be one person and dated the same person. If you were like the guy and you found that out, you wouldn't like marry one of them, would you? You'd get really annoyed and angry at that. Okay, so let's do pregnant. Nothing came up. I probably spelled that wrong. Let's try baby. Okay, we've got quite a few here.
We spent the wedding night in a hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby. It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday.
So you always go to Brighton, do they? I need another piece of paper.
We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time at the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us
Did I write Eric down?
and the baby, if it came. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope.
Okay, so we've got Eric.
No, I lost the baby.
Oh
and
no.
miscarriage at 8 months. We carried on living at Simon's parents
Oh
until,
no.
well, it was only a few months after.
8 months losing a baby, and I think then you have to give birth to it as well. Oh, what an absolute horrible experience that would have been.
Yes. It was a shock to him. I mean, we never thought it was possible. I don't know what he... I mean, I hadn't decided whether to keep the baby. I wasn't really ready to talk to him about it.
Okay, but obviously you did talk about it. Okay, let's see who Eric is. Is it like a boss? Oh, we got 5 videos for this.
He was wearing a shirt. It's a blue turtleneck shirt and jeans. He has a watch. It's a really nice one. That was a gift from his boss, Eric.
Watch.
Mm,
So Eric is the
coat.
boss.
a long grey duffel coat, like Paddington Bear. He would have taken that with him. It's not in the house.
Paddington. Paddington Bear. I like Paddington Bear.
So, it was Friday evening. We had an argument. He left. On Saturday, he didn't come back. I waited all day. He was supposed to go help Eric out with something on the Saturday afternoon. They had a job. He didn't show. So Eric was ringing on the phone. I checked at the Rock, that's our local. They said they'd seen him on the Friday night, but not since. He still wasn't back this morning. It just isn't like him at all. Still not back by dinner time. It's getting dark again. So I decided to come and see you. His parents haven't heard anything either. Yes, there's a car that we share, a Cavalier, and a van he uses for work. It's owned by Eric, but we look after it. Both of them are there now, parked in the street. I'm not sure about the keys for the van. I can look for you when I get back.
Wouldn't the police just go and look? If they needed stuff?
Yes, that would be in his wallet. It's a Visa, a silver one. He
No.
doesn't like to spend money he doesn't have, so
Okay.
he usually pays with cash, but Eric convinced him to get one.
She looked very like, he got a Visa silver one. Is that like a deluxe one? I wouldn't know.
Eric was like an uncle to him. They were pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other, especially when they have to go to conferences. Have you met his wife, Diane?
Oh, so Eric's wife's Diane too. I just want to write something.
Eric was like an uncle to
Spell
him.
it.
They were pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other, especially when they have to go to conferences. Have you met his wife, Diane?
Okay, 'cause I want to see if he had gone on a conference that weekend. Well, he wouldn't have actually if he had a job with Eric in the afternoon. But he's come up with 2 new ones.
There was a conference, something to do with double glazing. In Oxford?
Oxford. Okay. Conference in Oxford.
Are you sure? What would he be doing in Oxford if there was no conference?
Oh.
I remember calling him. He said it was boring and he spent most of the time at the bar.
Okay, I need to ask about the tattoo. It's just right there. And we got full videos for that.
No, he doesn't have any tattoos. He has a scar down here near his stomach, past his hip. cut himself with some glass. That was before.
That was
a long
before
time
what?
ago. He looks just like the photo. He's not got his glasses on here though. He takes them off with the camera. But he needs them to see properly, you know. He has to read a newspaper or a menu in a restaurant. Not books so much, or watching TV. He likes TV.
Who doesn't like a bit of TV when there's something decent on?
Oh, my tattoo. I got it to express my individuality. It's an apple and a snake.
Apple and snake. Oh, we got a thing there. Got an achievement. An achievement for apple and snake tattoo.
So I moved out. Got a small bed sit. Got my tattoo to mark the occasion.
It's an Eve tattoo.
I was singing in a bar in the evenings. So I had some money, enough money to cover my rent. And I've been doing something similar ever since. I haven't put down any roots. I don't exist.
She doesn't exist. She's got no roots. Is that because she hasn't got a baby or married, or because they pretended to be one person? So each of them was Hannah. And then, so obviously Eve lost her identity by trying to be her sister all the time.
He saw me singing one of my shows.
So she's
Pure
a singer.
chance. Not sure I remember what he was even doing there. Afterwards, I had a drink at the bar and he came over and we got talking. I knew who he was. Obviously I knew who he was, but he didn't know who I was. He was fascinated by the likeness. He guessed my name from my tattoo.
Oh yeah, Eve.
Told me it was a palindrome, like that would impress me. I enjoyed talking to him. It was amazing to be able to.
They've put that twice.
Like that would impress me. I enjoyed talking to him.
To search that one up.
It was amazing to be able to sit and interact and talk to him after all this time. He didn't tell me he was married. I'm not sure what he was thinking. He later told me it was like he was dreaming.
So she's talking about Simon here.
Waking dream.
Okay, then let's look for this. See if anything comes up with this palindrome. No, nothing's come up for that. But I'm going to leave this episode here for today, and then we will carry on. Because this is quite interesting, actually. It must be hard, like, trying to live as one person and losing your identity and all that stuff, and then, like, pretending that you don't know that person when they see you. Because I like saying that she was singing and she met him in the bar. So, yeah, that could be quite frustrating for her on that part. But, yeah, we're going to leave that here today. And if you like this video, please hit that like button and please subscribe if you already haven't. Everything helps the channel, and I hope you have a great day. Bye all.